everyone, this is Bargain Shockwave, and today I'll be doing a deck profile of the Fluffal with the new support from Crossover. So, you guys have been asking a lot ever since you saw my matchup with Chris and his Melodious, but if you have not seen it yet, there will be an annotation right here and the link down below. So, other than that, let's get started with the deck profile. Alright guys, so let's start the monster lineup with my 3 Fluffal dogs. Fluffal dog is basically the Stratos of the deck. But the only problem is that you have to normal summon or special summon from your hand to order to activate the effect to search for a Fluffal monster or an Egypt's Saber to your hand. Next, I have 2 Fluffal Bear. Bear is also crucial to help you get your toy vendor very quickly, as well as gaining polymerization from your graveyard if you tribute them from the grave. Next, I played 2 Owl. Owl is your searcher for polymerization, as well as allowing you to fuse with the current monster you control on the field. But the bad thing about this is that you can't activate both effects on the same turn. The new Fluffal monster we have now is Fluffal Sheep, and I just love this card because you can special summon this card from your hand if you control a Fluffal monster besides a sheep. And then you can bounce one Fluffal monster you control back to your hand and special summon an Egypt monster from your hand or graveyard. Great card to have, especially if you want to reuse dog for the next turn. Next, I play 2 Egypt Saber. Egypt Saber is a must-have in this deck just because it helps you set up with the toy vendor's special effect to special summon a monster. Next, I play 2 of the new Egypt card. Egypt Tomahawk. Tomahawk is basically like the Prisma of the deck. So his first effect is that if you send an Imp card from your deck, from your hand to the graveyard, you're able to inflict 800 damage to your opponent. From this, you're able to also send a Egypt monster from your deck to your grave, and for this turn, he'll become that sent monster's name for the current turn. So, pretty good card. I really like to use him a lot, especially he's the level 4 18 beater, so you don't get a lot of strong beaters with this deck here. Next, I played 3 of Egypt Chain. Chain is a great card to have. Like, he is your discard fodder for anything if you need to activate something. And not only that, but it's a great card to fuse into because his fusion monster he brings out, I will explain later, is one of the best cards I love to get into. So, when this card attack or is attacked, you're able to get another copy of himself from your deck and add it to your hand. Also, if this card is sent from the hand or hand or field to the graveyard, you're able to search for a Pfeiffer card from your deck to your hand. There's only 2 Pfeiffer cards out there in the whole set of the archetype, so I'll show you guys that later. But also great card to have. Another level 4 monster also that helps you get into your rank 4 summons. Next, I play 1 Saw, Egypt Saw. It's another card you can also use for your setup for toy vendor's effect to special summon. But I don't really use them a lot, but if I do have them, I'll plan out to actually set up with his effect. So basically, when you're normal summoning him, you're able to send 1 Fluffal monster from your hand to your grave, and then you can draw 2 cards, and then put 1 card from either top or bottom of your deck, and that's pretty much it. So you can see why it can help you set up for your toy vendor if you're not having a Saber already in your graveyard. So next, I play 2 Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk is a great card, especially when you have toy vendors in your hand, because all you can do is just normal summon, activate his effect, send a toy vendor to special summon like cards like Tomahawk. From there, you can just activate toy vendor's effect to search for a Fluffal monster or an Egypt Saber to your hand, and then use Tomahawk's effect to send an Egypt card from your deck to your graveyard. Great card to have, especially when you want to have your rank 4 access very quickly. And my last card I'm playing is the Tour Guide from the Underworld. For my last build, I did also have Tour Guide as well, and I decided to keep it because it also helped me get into my rank 3 plays. My target is Saber and was it Saw. I also can exceed with it with the bear if I have it already on my side of the field. And that's pretty much it for my monster, and that's 20 monsters right there. Alright guys, for my spell lineup, I played 3 Toy Vendor. Toy Vendor is not the greatest card in this archetype, but it's a necessary to have when you need to set up your combos. If you guys don't know what it does, by discarding 1 card from your hand, you're able to draw a card, and if it's a Fluffal monster, you're able to special summon it. If not, discard it. I'm not too fond of this first effect, but I love the second effect because I find ways to just abuse it over and over. And that's basically, with this card is sent to the graveyard, you're able to add a Fluffal or a Saber monster from your deck to your hand. Great card for the second part. So it's basically like a Rhoda in a way. For my next spells, I played 3 Pfeiffer Fusion. Pfeiffer Fusion is basically the Miracle Fusion deck. It's basically, that's it. It's nothing really much explained right here about it. Next, I played 1 Pfeiffer Factory. Pfeiffer Factory, it's quite interesting card right here because if you banish a card that has the name Fusion or Polymerization in its name from the graveyard, you're able to perform a Polymerization effect. Not only that, but when this card is sent to the graveyard, you're able to add a Fusion card that is banished and added to your hand. So very interesting because, like, say for example you activate this effect to try to fuse. So first you just banish this from your grave, perform your fusion summon, and then for some reason if this card is sent to the graveyard, you're able to add your Pfeiffer Fusion back to your hand. The reason why I'm playing 1 because this effect is only good for late game. So next card I play is Stitching Reborn. Basically it's like a Monster Reborn for your Fluffal or Pfeiffers, but it negates the effects. So pretty situation card. I can see 2 cards that can actually abuse this, get around the gain effect, and that's basically Fluffal Bear. If you tribute on the field, you're able to add a Polymerization card from your graveyard to your hand, or Pfeiffer Sheep, where you can just crash into a monster and then special summon it right back to the field with 800 more attack. Next, I play 2 Polymerization. Polymerization, it's a must-have in this deck. Your owl gets this very quickly, and I play cards like Fusion Recovery to actually get it back to my hand quicker, and it's basically at +2 when you actually play this card. I'm actually not +2, +1. The new card I played from Crossover Soul is called Fusion Conscription. It's basically reveal 1 fusion monster to your opponents, add one of the materials that's listed in the description from your deck to your hand, but for this turn you cannot summon that monster or activate that monster effect. Next I played 2 MST. MST is just a must-have, and also Regreki because a lot of these monsters are very weak, so you need to have something to wipe out your opponent's side of the field. Next I have the trap cards. It's basically generic. Mirror Force, Boundless, Compulsory, Breakthrough Skill, and my tech card, Mission of Faith. Oh, not Mission of Faith. Magical Hats. Magical Hats, great card to have just because that when you activate it, you can just bring out 2 Toy Vendor, and then no matter what, they will be destroyed at the end of the battle phase, so you're able to have 2 searches to set up for your next turn. Also, another option you can bring out besides Toy Vendor is Factory. Factory, you know, like I mentioned before, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you're able to add a fusion card from your that's banished and add it to your hand. So you can add Pfeiffer Fusion back to your hand if it was banished through any means. So that's pretty much it for my main board. Alright guys, so here's the extra dunk lineup, and starting with the fusions, I have my 2 Wolf. Wolf at 2 is alright. The reason why I'm playing 2 is just because if in case I need to fuse within Saber, here's my go-to monsters right here because it's basically the universal fusion monster when it comes to fusing with Saber. Next, I play 1 Bear. Bear is alright for me. If I'm able to activate the effect to steal one of my opponent's monster and gain 1,000 attack, it become great. But other than that, I don't see myself fusing with this very often. Next, I play 2 Pfeiffer Sheep. Sheep is a great card to have. I fuse into this monster so many times because it's basically your safety net. It's your offensive, defensive card. When this, it has the Armades effect. as well as if this card is destroyed by battle or by a card effect on your side of the field, you're able to special summon this card right away and give this monster 800 attack, and that's the permanent attack boost. But you only activate this effect once return of coming back from the grave. Great card to have. It's you bring it out with Chain, and like I mentioned before, Chain is your most used agent monster because you're constantly fusing with it with another random Fluffal monster. Next, I play 2 Fight for Leo. Leo is a great card. Like it's basically the vocal source of the deck, but you're able to still attack, but you cannot attack directly. So if your opponent has a level monster, just attack over it and just destroy the bigger one. For the XC lineup, for the rank 3s, I play Fortune Tune, Mega Kukipnir, and Levier. This was actually supposed to be a Ghost Trick Alley card, but I had to loan that to somebody. But definitely replace this with an Alley card if you can. So this is basically a fill-in monster. For my rank 4s, I play Laval Chain. Laval Chain is a great card to add. Ideally, if I'm using Laval Chain, I'm sending either one of the agent monsters or a toy vendor, so I can actually search out for another Fluffal monster to add to my hand. Exciton Knight is also a great card to have, just because that you're dealing with a lot of weak monsters, so you need to destroy a lot of the bigger monsters in your opponent's side of the field to make way for these little monsters and for these combos that you're doing. Castell is a staple at this point. Heartland Draco, I'm playing this because I do have Toy Vendor, and I'm not too sure what other options of the rank 4 monster I should play besides Heartland Draco, and that's the same goes to it for 1-on-1. And that's pretty much it for my deco. Alright guys, that's pretty much my time for the video. Overall, this deck has a lot more consistency thanks to the new support, but it's missing one key component, and that is Fight for Tiger. Without it, this deck can't really push for game very often than it needs to. Even though you have new fusion to rely on, Fight for Tiger really does make a difference when you bring them out. So other than that, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Parker Team Shockwave, signing out.